Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to look at mastery and how you yourself can achieve mastery in anything. We're also going to uncover the 4 biggest mindset traps that stand in the way of people's pursuit of greatness. Once you remove these mindset traps, mastery becomes simple. Now, before we dive in, please give the channel a like and a subscribe so we can feed that algorithm and get this thing churning. For those of you looking for shortcuts, hacks, magic formulas, snake oil, or that one thing that's going to make you an instant overnight success, then I have some bad news. There is no secret ingredient.
There is no secret ingredient.
The secret to become a master at anything is consistency and reps. You get good at the thing by doing the thing. That's it. No hacks, no cheat codes, just plain old doing the thing. If you want to get better at something, then you structure your life in a way where you get to spend more of your time doing that thing until eventually your whole life revolves around the doing of that thing and the pursuit for mastery. Whether it's a hobby, a sport, building a business, teaching, all you have to do is keep showing up, tweaking, refining, and then let time work its magic. If you don't yet know what you'd love to master, then I highly recommend you checking out my Understanding Your Values video. I'll leave a link in description. That would be your best first step. Then come back to this video and we can continue the journey from there. For those of you that are aware of your values, fantastic, let's keep going. And first we're gonna look at the massive difference between being a master and being an armchair expert. You could read every single book in the world on Kung Fu, but that amount of knowledge means nothing if you have to step foot in the ring against someone that spent years practicing Kung Fu. Knowledge is cool and all, but if you do nothing with it, it's kind of worthless. Real growth doesn't happen in the reading, the talking, or the criticizing others that are doing. Real growth happens in the doing. You don't need a PhD in Kung Fu, or breakdancing for that matter. Just get out there and practice. Alex Honnold mastered his craft. He became an expert free solo climber, where he can just climb up sheer walls without a rope, basically like a human mountain goat. Alex wasn't born a master. He achieved it by putting in work day after day, by dedicating his life to his craft. Then let's look at Michael Jordan. He wasn't born the greatest basketball player of all time. That came later. That came after he dedicated years to pursuing his craft, to get better and better, to refine, to tweak, to improve his abilities. All that work he put in allowed him to become the best player ever. The difference between these elites, these masters, and everybody else is that these people found their craft and built their life around the pursuit of mastery in their thing. Most of the rest of the world is just scattered. These people don't have anything that everyone else doesn't have. They're just more clear and focused. You have that lying dormant in you. The first step is figuring out your thing and then slowly attuning to a life where you can spend all your time doing that thing. Here's the thing. Most people think that growth just occurs in a straight line, but that's not true. Growth is exponential. The more you show up, the more you build and grow. Because every single day, you no longer have to start from the scratch. You get to start from where you finished the previous day. If I level up to this point in one day through my work, then the next day, I get to start from that point instead of starting from here. Then that day, I level up. The next day, I start from there and there. That allows for this exponential curve instead of starting from scratch every single day. This means that you get to be ahead today because of the work you put in yesterday. I'm going to use a tiny little analogy to explain this. Imagine I gave you a magic cent, but the cool thing about this cent is it doubles in value every day. You're probably still sitting there thinking, cool, it's a cent that doubles. That's shit. I'd rather not have it. Just give me 20 bucks or whatever. But let's play it out. So it starts compounding every day, and after 10 days, it's worth a couple of bucks. So you'd still be like, can I just have 20 bucks, please? This sucks. But as time keeps going, the magic starts happening. By day 20, that penny is now worth $5,000. At the end of the month, that penny is worth $10 million. That is the power of compounding. It might seem like nothing at first, but with consistency, it becomes unstoppable. It is the little things done consistently over time that make the biggest impact. We all heard the hare and the tortoise story as a kid. Be the fucking tortoise. Keep your head down and just get shit done. But there is a very, very important distinction here because I'm not promoting hustle, grindset culture or any of that nonsense. I'm not saying you have to be like the rest of the monkeys that are burning themselves out, pursuing the goals that society is saying that you should be going for. No. I'm saying find your unique, congruent, authentic goals and go for those. If you're pursuing something that you should be pursuing, you're gonna burn yourself out. So self-mastery is simple, but not easy. It's simple because all you have to do to achieve greatness is do the thing. Keep showing up every day, refining and tweaking. The reason it's not easy is because there are 4 main mindset traps that get in the way of people's pursuit of greatness, that makes them cave, give in, feel unworthy, or just change their goal altogether. These aren't physical barriers, they're mental ones. So it's super important that we break them down so you know what to look for, and that way you can avoid these traps on your pursuit of greatness. The first trap is seeking perfection. It's this idea that you can't get started yet because you need a degree, you need more knowledge, or you need the perfect moment to start. It's also thinking that the first thing you create has to be perfect. But this is nonsense and it's holding you back. Perfection only exists in your mind. It'd be pretty fair to say that the iPhone 1 would be a piece of shit these days. But the thing is, iPhone don't get to version 16 without starting at version 1. They had to go through every single iteration, bring out each model, get the feedback so they can build and improve for next time. If iPhone waited for the perfect phone, they would have cost themselves billions of dollars in sales, and we'd probably all be using Android phones right now because Apple wouldn't have released a phone yet. They'd be still pursuing perfection, that finish line that's always just out of reach. Perfection only exists in our minds. Don't let this made up thing stand in the way of your progress. Start the thing, generate feedback, make tweaks, improve, and keep refining over time. Whether good or bad, all the feedback is there to help you grow. Often you learn the most from your haters because they're the ones that are telling you the things that you need to hear as opposed to what you want to hear. Now for the second mindset hurdle that keeps tripping people up. It's comparison. Basic advice in running or swimming is to run your own race and stay in your lane. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing around you. They're on a different path. They're on a different journey. If a fish judges itself by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing it's stupid. I can so easily sit here and think, wow, my muscles aren't as big as the Rock's. Wow, I don't have as much money as Elon. I'm not as smart at physics as Stephen Hawking's. But all these beliefs and thoughts are doing are decimating my self-worth, making me feel inadequate of my goals and increasing the likelihood of me giving up. I'm sitting there with my set of values, comparing those to someone else's set of values and thinking, my values are shit, I should have their values. I'm deciding that I want to try and follow their path where I'm going to be a subpar version of them instead of honoring my values, staying in my lane and trying to become the best possible version of me. If I try to run their race, then I'll lose. But if I stay in my lane and focus on my values, then it doesn't matter what they're doing. Then I'm not getting distracted. Then I'm not lowering my self-worth. I can achieve my own version of mastery that is aligned with my values without sabotaging my self-worth. In the end, it's just a one-man competition. It's just me and my goals. Cool, so on to trap number 3. And this trap wouldn't even exist if everyone in the world was just able to recognize that we live in a perfectly balanced world. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Obstacles and challenges aren't in the way, they're on the way. No matter what path you choose, you're going to encounter setbacks, challenges, obstacles, and speed humps. But these aren't signs to quit. These are tests from the universe to see how bad do you really want it? How committed are you to pursuing your goals and achieving greatness? When you hit an obstacle and give up, what you're really doing is signaling to the universe that I didn't even really want that goal. I just needed an excuse to give up, and the universe gave one to you, a chance to throw in the towel, and you just took it.
I haven't felt my legs since the second quarter. Hey, you want to take injuries? You got it. Oh!
Oh my
God!
Oh,
I
can't go on. I got a slippery disc.
By not throwing in the towel, you are achieving real growth because you meet the obstacle head on and you have to evolve. You have to think different to overcome it. That process makes you better equipped to handle future challenges and obstacles. Growth happens at the border of support and challenge. Not just when times are easy and good. That's not when you're growing. It is by tearing muscles in the gym that they grow back stronger. It is by facing and overcoming challenges that you become stronger. As Nietzsche said, that which doesn't kill me makes me stronger. So embrace the setbacks, the challenges, and the obstacles, because they are just there as stepping stones, helping you level up, taking quantum leap after quantum leap. They are helping you to refine and improve. On to trap number 4, which is impatience, not seeing results, and giving up out of frustration. Remember the magic penny, how after 20 days it was worth $5,000. After 30 days it was worth 10 million. The reason why is because progress, results, and growth, they're delayed feedback mechanism. You have to keep doing the thing every single day, and you don't see the results until further down the line. The work and compounding remains consistent, but it just takes a bit longer to get through that early phase so you can really start seeing the momentum build. If you give up while you're building, you're going to miss out on all that future return. All that work you've already done is going to be wasted. The early stages can feel slow. It can feel like you're watching grass grow or paint dry. It can be so disheartening seeing how easy it is for everyone else. But that's why everyone says there are no overnight successes, It's because every single step helps you build. It takes you that step closer. It is the combination of all the things that you have done that allows you to get to where you are. The best way to think about growth and momentum is like rolling a snowball down a hill. At the start, it takes so much effort. You're putting in a lot of effort and it's tiny. It's just this tiny little thing. But as you keep pushing, you put in more effort, it starts growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You keep going until eventually this thing is massive and it starts carrying itself. You no longer have to be putting any effort. The thing is carrying itself forward. The momentum has gotten to that point where it's self-sustaining. That is the journey we're all on. As long as you're hoping that snowball to get massive straight away, you're not going to stick around long enough for it to grow. The secret is patience and trusting the process, especially when the results aren't immediately visible. The other important thing as well is reframing. Instead of looking at where you're not and looking to the future, take a moment to look at where you've come from. Look at how much you have progressed from skill level 0 to get all the way to where you are now today. As long as you're focusing on where you're not, you're going to be miserable. As long as you're focusing on where you've come from and what you've done so far, you're going to be energized and be fueled and inspired to keep going. The best way to separate yourself from the pack in life is to keep showing up, putting in the work, and just doing the thing. Might take weeks, it might take months, it might take years, but we're here for at least 80 years. Is it not worth just showing up and doing the little thing? Even if it's as little as 5 minutes a day at the start. You may as well do that on the off chance that you get to become a master in your thing. Feels like a worthy trade-off to me, but you get to decide for yourself. The people who aren't willing to put in the work in life, they're the ones that fall behind. Those who keep going though, they're the ones that build beyond themselves. Your Bezos, your Elon Musks, your Rockefellers of the world. The people that are out there impacting the whole global stage. These people didn't get there overnight. They brute forced their way to the top. They did this by consistently showing up. Regardless of results, they kept going because they knew that they were going to keep compounding over time. So here's the truth, and it's not take this magic pill and you're going to be rich overnight. You have to be consistent and do the reps. The best way to ensure that you can keep showing up and doing the reps is making sure it's congruent and aligned. Otherwise, you're likely to burn yourself out. Being congruent also helps you to love the process instead of love the result, because the journey is where the growth happens. As long as you're wanting to be at a finish line down the line, you're going to waste your life because your whole life you're going to be wanting to be at this point in the future. Why not enjoy the whole journey and enjoy the finish line when you get there as well? Because that is an option too. As I said at the start, the first step is to get clear on your values and what you want to become a master at. If you're not sure about your values, check out the video here, get that dialed in. From there, figure out the thing that you're going to become a master at and start showing up every day. Remember these 4 traps. Make sure you're building that resilient and strong mindset where you're not fazed by results. You're not worried about what others are doing. You're just doing what you love and showing up every single day, trying to get that 1% better. Do this for 1-2 years and try not to change your life. And if you need more help overcoming those mental barriers, use this channel as a resource. Use me as a resource. I'd love to be involved and help you on your journey. Stay focused, stay consistent, keep refining, and remember, it's about progress, not perfection.